No matter how many times you've visited the entertainment capital of the world, there are a couple of things you need to know before moving from California to Las Vegas. If you're feeling the call of the Wild West, you're not alone. According to DMV license surrenders, meaning people who turn in their driver's license to get a new Nevada driver's license, 40% of all new Clark County residents come from California. Our economy is strong, our cost of living is low, and quality of life is high. We're loving this party over here, guys, and you're all invited. You're also invited to hit subscribe for more tips and strategies in the future. Number one is expenses. Generally speaking, most things will be cheaper here. Insurance will be less, fuel will be less, both because the price of gas and because your commute will probably be a lot shorter. Property taxes and homeowners associations will cost you less as well. Now, master plan communities sometimes have Mello-Roos, which we here call SIDs, or Special Improvement District Assessments. That's basically a loan that attaches to the house and not to the owner. So when you sell it, it gets passed on to the next owner. Now, many people pay that minimum amount because it's not really their debt. It belongs to the house. But because there's an interest component to that payment, some people choose to pay it off early, and that cost is then gone forever. Your biggest expense in the summer will be your power bill because you'll run your air conditioner practically 24/7. Newer homes and single-story homes will be more energy efficient. If you have a solar system big enough to overproduce in the fall, winter, and spring to cover your summer, then age and layout don't matter at all. But please read the small print on your solar leases because they really can mess you up. If you'd like me to do a video on exactly what to look for in a solar lease, let me know in the comments below. California is notorious for its high state income tax. If you're making the move to Nevada, the good news is we have no state income tax. It's a major perk for your paycheck, and you get to deposit more of your hard-earned cash into our local economy. Just kidding. Actually, that brings me to number two, the Strip. Most residents avoid the Strip at all costs, except for, work or social events, special events, or to hang out with family and friends visiting from out of state. Before you move here, it's easy to think of the Strip as Las Vegas, but geographically, the Strip is a tiny part of what we call the Vegas Valley, which is technically the city of Las Vegas, the city of North Las Vegas, the city of Henderson, and unincorporated Clark County. Off the Strip, there are so many restaurants, shopping malls, event centers, and casinos even. For a fun list of things to do off Strip, check out this video. Of course, there are some concerts, shows, and special events you can only see on the Strip, but for the most part, everything's too loud and too hectic and much too expensive for us. One of my favorite sayings is, Las Vegas is a great place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit. While we're on the topic of visiting, you will find that friends and family members that you haven't heard from in years want to hang out with you on their next visit. If it's in the budget, having a guest room would be great, but maybe don't make it too comfortable. Let's talk about the weather. July is our hottest month with an average high of 107. We joke that the summer is our coldest season because you go from air-conditioned house to air-conditioned car to air-conditioned work to air-conditioned stores. With super low humidity, our heat is manageable, but did you know we have monsoon season from about July to September? We sometimes get dry dust storms or crazy heavy rainfall. A lot of our ground has a naturally occurring concrete called caliche, so fast rainfall doesn't absorb into the ground. By the way, that caliche is also why we have very few basements here. Extensive draining systems have been part of our city planning for a long time, but some of the older parts of town are still subject to flood damage. So just like we talked about energy efficiency, newer tends to be better than older. December and January are our coldest months with average highs around 60, but we will occasionally have nights that go below freezing, so you have to wrap or cover your PVB valve on the side of your house. A towel and duct tape work fine, but any home improvement center will sell covers that look a little nicer. See, we have seasons too. Number 4, pools. If you think you might enjoy a home with a pool, don't get one. Something's always leaking, something's always broken. You have to maintain it on a constant basis year round, even if you only use it 3 months out of the year. But if you know you'll use it and love it, and it'll change your life, it's worth every penny. Think about this. A pool party is infinitely more fun than a dining room party. Plus, at the higher price points, you might have a harder time finding a house without a pool. A home with a pool will probably sell faster, but not for a lot more. A classic example is that I can show an appraiser that a new pool was put in a year ago for $60,000, and he might only value the house $30,000 more than a recent comparable sale that didn't have a pool. Now for you, that means if you really want a pool, you sort of get a discount if you buy a home that already has a pool. But since there aren't that many homes with pools, at least make sure your lot is large enough to install one later. A 3,500 square foot lot is generally the smallest we see that will accommodate a pool, but of course that depends on the footprint of the house and the shape of the backyard. Water here is still pretty inexpensive because we have a closed loop system that recovers and recycles all of our water used inside of our homes. Take a look here for a quick video on why Las Vegas is not going to run out of water. However, the water loss from evaporation of pools is not recoverable, so we will probably see more restrictions in the future on things like the size or depth of new pools, or maybe surcharges on high water usage. Now, I don't know if that makes existing pools more appealing or less appealing to future buyers, but my advice stands. If it takes you to your happy place, you should get it. Number 5, friends. In a lot of places, you grow up with a core group of friends, and people moving to your town have a tough time breaking into your circle. They're automatically out because they're not already in. Vegas has a lot less of that because most of us are transplants, but it still takes some effort to make friends. Think about activities or hobbies you like to do or want to learn to do. We probably have a bunch of people who do that or want to do that. All you have to do is find them and do that thing. Here's a couple quick examples. The softball, volleyball, and pickleball communities are very welcoming, and Clark County Sports and Rec runs organized leagues for these sports. Any martial arts school or gym you join will accept you as family in a very short amount of time. Krav Maga and Jiu-Jitsu are especially popular. Don't be intimidated, everyone starts out as a beginner. If you're religious, or you want to be, church or synagogue is an instant network. We have a bunch of really nice community centers. Find your nearest one, search their adult classes for something that jumps out at you. Yoga, line dancing, painting, all kinds of options. You'll meet people near you who like similar things. And if you like hiking at all, meetup.com has a ton of hiking events. Those are perfect because you get to see some beautiful scenery you probably haven't seen yet. Facebook groups is okay, but Meetup is probably the best place to make friends with people who like what you like. The variety of events they host is staggering. If you can't find something to do on Meetup, I feel like you're not even trying. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to love living in Las Vegas. Get out of your comfort zone and just get out there. Have fun, be safe, and if you can't do both, have fun.